Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm very excited to bring to you this flavor combination that I ended up doing about 2 to 3 weeks ago. It's so good. It's just that my camera had been doing some weird stuff on my computer as well, and I finally got all the clips together. So for this recipe, I'm using one of my vanilla cake recipes that you can find on my website at www.crumbsysprinkles.com. And well, it can be used for cakes and cupcakes. That's the great part of my recipe. Something that I've learned throughout the years of baking is that there's some cupcake recipes that are not going to be good as well for cakes. Sometimes they end up coming just too dense, or with a weird texture. So my recipe calls for butter and sugar being creamed together, but as you can see, my butter looked a little bit off, and all I did was simply bring it up to a simmer and let it brown up. That's it. And then I did replace a little bit of the sugar using brown sugar, just to give it that extra kick to my sponge, I guess. And then I just go ahead and repeat the rest of the process, which is adding one egg at a time and then just letting it get nice and fluffy. It is super simple to make. Once that is done, you go ahead and start with your dry and then go with your wet ingredients. I do personally like to add all my ingredients at room temperature, but there are some times that I forget my milk in there or something like that, so I haven't noticed like it makes a huge difference. But if I can, I do try and have everything room temperature. Obviously your butter has to be room temperature, but I mean, as far as eggs and milk, that's something that I'm talking about. So once you are done incorporating, alternating all your ingredients, remember you start with flour and then you end with flour. You want to go ahead and prepare your baking pans, and then for this cake, you're going to want to make 1.5 recipes. I accidentally don't know what I was thinking this day, but I did do 2 full recipes that even when I was filling my pans, I didn't think anything about it until like I was stacking it and I saw how thick it was, and I already knew it was going to be kind of hard for me to cut it. But even then, I still didn't think, hey, this is not even going to fit into your cake slices little takeout boxes, which they didn't, but I'll show you guys in the end what I did end up doing. But you just want to go ahead and make 1.5 recipes from my recipe. I don't know about others, obviously, but that will make enough for 3 nice thick cake layers. Yeah, there's sometimes I don't have a specific way that I just do sometimes 2 layers, sometimes 3, depending on the flavor. And yeah, you want to go ahead and pop it in your oven, depending obviously about 35 to 40 minutes. It all just depends on your oven. And then once that has cooled down, I prepared my buttercream. I will be sharing my buttercream recipe here on YouTube soon, and as well as my chocolate recipe, buttercream recipe. So once your cakes have cooled, you're going to take the little tops off. Mine don't have a lot, but they still do have a little bit of a little bump. So I personally do like to take that off myself. You can go ahead and leave it totally up to you. My chocolate cake recipe sometimes does have a little slightly bigger one, but it's still not like a lot of cake that I'm really taking out, which I should have, because like I said, I made it way too thick. But I'll share with you guys how I ended up fixing that so I can still sell my cake slices. Unfortunately, I had to do like a really weird thing, but once that is set, you want to go ahead and add your chocolate buttercream and then my mini chocolate chips to create that cookie like flavor. Since cookies use brown sugar, that's why we put brown sugar in our base, and that's why we use brown butter to give it that extra kick. And then just having a little bit of crunch. You could have added the mini chocolate chips inside your cake, but I personally really wanted to feel that crunch. So I went ahead and added it in between the layers, but you can go ahead and add some, even both, some inside and some in the fillings, but that's totally up to you. And then since this video, I actually did end up just switching a little bit my chocolate buttercream recipe, and I have finally nailed it. You guys know I like to share when something has been, I guess, a little bit harder, or just where I think it's perfect, and this is one of them. And I'm so happy with how I make it now. It's so creamy. Like I said, I'm gonna be doing a video, and I'll be hopefully filming even this week my recipe for buttercream. It comes out so good. My vanilla one has been staple now for so long, but the chocolate one is that one that has been a little bit of a hassle to learn. So here I just literally frosted my cake in some vanilla buttercream, and then doing a drizzle for the first time in I don't even know how long. It came out all right, not too great, right? But we are selling these in slices, so I wasn't too stressed about how perfect the drizzle was going to come out. But I did want it to look a little bit presentable. At least you take a little nice picture once it's set on my table. I did it by melting some just regular milk chocolate chips and then putting them in a little Ziploc baggie with a little bit of coconut oil. I should have put a little bit more coconut oil, so it's a little bit on the thinner side, since I didn't like those big blotches on the bottom. But like I said, we're just gonna do this, we're gonna cut it up and, you know, sell them into slices, so I'm not selling presentation basically. Then I went ahead and just did a little bit of swirls. I'll leave the tip down below as to which one I used, and then I added some mini chocolate chips on the top. And then for the best part, or final part, I went ahead and added some mini little chips of ahoy. Those were the cookies that I used for presentation. And then I did go ahead and take it off, and then I just put one as I sold it. That way the cookie wouldn't go like stale or anything, but that's just my preference. You can totally leave it. I did that the other day, I forget with what, and it actually tasted good, even though it was like in the fridge with that set of cookie, but I forget what it was. Either way, you want to go ahead and slice this up. The way I do that is just by slicing in half and then into another half until you get 8 pieces. I'll show you guys in a little bit how I do it, and that is it. And like I had mentioned before, this cake was way higher than my standard cake slices. So what I ended up doing was obviously selling them in slices, but I had some bigger pieces and then some smaller pieces. And what I did with the bottoms that I didn't use, I did them into cake pops. So this cake is actually really good to do like a cinnamon toast crunch due to the brown butter in there. So that's what I went ahead and did, but I didn't think the bigger pieces were gonna sell, but they did, and I think I gave it 18 if I'm not mistaken. My regular cake slices are $12. So I think it was pretty good, and like I said, the flavor combination was phenomenal. And this is the little boxes that I usually use to package them, so I knew like obviously how my regular slices fit, and when I saw that these didn't fit, I was like, I messed up. But it was all good. I hope you guys enjoy this video and have a new idea of a flavor combination you do, and if you do try it out, let me know how it works out for you. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.